So, PhantomQueenOne had a video to Gambler, and if anybody knows anybody, or if anybody knows anything about me or Gambler, we're good friends, and we've known each other for years and years and years and years and years and years and years on here, from the time when I was outspoken anti-theist to John the Hut Dweller to I mean outspoken anti-theist as in I was Mithra of Light, and then I went to holy psychopath, like hardcore anti-theist. This is when Christopher Hitchens was still alive. And then John the Hut Dweller channel, and then obviously Yusuf al-Tahir, and then Yusuf Tahir, and then now Yusuf Reyes. So I saw PhantomQueenOne's video to Gambler, and I can understand her frustration, or I'll just address this to you, your frustration, because he gets very philosophical. He's very soft-spoken, he never takes anything personally, and he just, you know, he goes that route. That's never been my style. You responded, I just asked the question, wait, when does the Bible ever endorse slavery? Because I hear this, I had read that a lot in some of the works of the American South, some of the things of John Wilkes Booth, if you read his writings, and especially the stuff right after the American Civil War, they get heavy into this. But where the only thing I see is the Bible limiting slavery. The response that I got, though, was passages ranging from Deuteronomy to well, I should say from Exodus to Numbers to Deuteronomy to Ezekiel and Jeremiah. And only 3 of them had to do with slavery, and they were what had happened. It wasn't an endorsement, but the kicker is, though, even if it was, I'll grant it, let's say it was, Christ said, do not think I've come to abolish the law, I've come to fulfill the law. Not a jot or tittle of the law shall go away until it is fulfilled. Now, in almost half the manuscripts that we have from extremely ancient times, it says, I've not come to fulfill the law, but to abolish it. Doesn't matter, right? We have it as fulfilled law and not abolish it. Why would they mix that up? Well, because it's the same effect, right? When Christ fulfilled the law, completed the law on the cross as he died and then resurrected, right? According to Christianity, you can no longer practice the law. It's actually, even reading the law will blind you, will actually curse you and put a veil over your head so that you can't know right from wrong. Paul says this. Christ supersedes the law in the Gospels. Even the teaching on divorce, he ignores Moses and said, yeah, but don't you know that, you know, this part of the law was given because of your wickedness. So yeah, there's been no sect or branch of Christianity ever that believed in the New Testament or any of the books of the New Testament and thought that any of the Old Testament laws were applicable. Not to mention, they limited slavery. You couldn't keep a slave for more than 7 years. You also couldn't beat him. You also, I mean, it wasn't the chattel slavery that we know of today, so my question still stands. When does the Bible endorse slavery instead of, you know, Moses and the elders is dealing with what, trying to apply the Decalogue to the society they lived in? That's like saying, well, if we have rapists in prison, then we endorse rape. No, we don't. We're trying to deal with it. Or if, you know, if you get more than one DUI, then we're tolerating DUIs. No. But, you know, the quote of, well, Matthew 5:17, he abolished the law by the cross or fulfilled it. Doesn't, I mean, because it really doesn't matter, does it? Because if Christ was the only one who could fulfill the law and it was completed, and every Christian after that, from Paul to everyone, even Christ himself preached this, that it's done, it's finished. Nobody can fulfill the law except one guy, and that was Jesus. And you're not allowed to go back to Levitical law or Mosaic law. I'm just wondering. I'm not trying to argue a philosophical point. Trust me, I think the God of the Old Testament is evil. But I don't see that as being an argument. What are you talking about? Or the fact that they recorded people getting murdered? You know, the Babylonians, who were the bad guys of the Bible, burnt down Jerusalem. Does that mean God endorsed the burning of Jerusalem? So, all right, peace to you. Just a question.